How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome back to Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, Chapter 3, where we just went through the Happiness Door, which was a cute little story with a little baby dragon that may or may not be canon, and, you know, a giant dream that may or may not be canon, but, I mean, a stone was real, I guess, but if the stone's anything, I can't imagine it's great, because this Happiness Stone, minus 20 speed, like, no. Okay, we're off. Well, not yet off. We're gonna be. Guess we'll do a brief summary. We're gonna go find a new door to open. I guess sometimes some people said like who you bring with you kind of like doesn't truly matter. Kind of. There might be some bonus lines based on what you're facing in there, but most likely it won't matter too hard. So I'm not gonna overthink it. I'll take in consideration what people say, but we'll kind of take it by feel. I basically want to have Renne with me on every team from here on out because she's freaking crazy now. So yeah. So we're gonna jump right into this. So we're gonna leave here, go find the next door, see what special guests we have to bring with us this time around, get ourselves kitted out, and move on from there. So let's go for it. Of course, I have to leave. That'll take a bit. So I'll see you on the other side. Aha! It is this one. The base of the monument is glowing, and words are visible on its surface.
影の王が告げる。これより先は鏡の隠れ家。剣の乙女を伴い、文字盤に手を触れるがいい。
The Sword-Wielding Dame among your number. There's a few sword wielders. It could be Julia, but I think it might be Anelace, actually.
鏡の隠れ家。また新たな領域らしいな。しかし、剣の乙女か。
そうだな。ユリア大尉や王太女殿下も剣を使われるが。
I like how Richard's pointing out the fact that like we have a lot of sword wielders right now.
この場合、一番しっくりくるのはアネラス君かもしれない。
やっぱりそう思いますか。よし。そんじゃ拠点に戻ってアネラスちゃんを呼んできますか。
リボンのお姉さんか。剣の乙女っていうよりはぬいぐるみの乙女みたいだけど。
Yeah, the stuffed toy lover.
確かにその方がわかりやすいかもしれへんな。
Alright, let's get out of here and go back to camp. Now I'm guessing there's been no major... Oh, what? Were these here before? I don't think they were they? Yeah, this dais... No, maybe I'm just going crazy. I feel like these weren't here before, but maybe they were? I don't know. I don't know, man. Right, no. I don't think there's anything else here.
アネラスちゃんのことですね。
Oh, sure. So this is a new line. Okay, so maybe we talk to everyone between them. Okay.
今は声をかけてみると良いでしょう。
Okay.
雇用の門を通過するためには剣の乙女が必要なようです。今はあちらの大樹の丘にいるようですね。声をかけてみると良いでしょう。
So does that mean that between each of these gates, people move around in here? We can talk to them, because that does sound a little different.
実は先ほどからオリベルト王子が一杯おごろうとお誘いくださっているのだが。
Just don't do it.
やはりお受けした方が良いのだろうか。
Don't do it.
しかしフィリップ殿が再現されてしまうとは。
Okay, yeah. All right. So dialogue exchange. So I need to between all these. I need to come back here and chat with everybody.
願わくば現実世界でご指南いただきたかったのだが。
Yeah, that sounds right.
あれ、皆さんどうかしたんですか？
ああ、それがやね。
Kevin explained to Anelace that they thought she would be the person for the Emerald Monument inscription was asking for.
剣の乙女って私が？そんな大層なものじゃないと思うんですけど。
まあまあ、ものは試しや。ちょいと付き合ってくれんか？
もちろん準備ならできていますし、
Yeah, we'll go.
よくわからないですけど、私が呼ばれてるみたいですね。一応準備はできていますから、いつでも仲間に入れてください。
She's very humble, oddly.
実はこの機会にユリアさんとお近づきになりたいと思ってね。密かに好き、いや気を伺っていたのだが。
If it breathes, you've tried.
運悪くミュラーのやつに見つかってしまったのさ。やだもうミュラー君ったら。このお調子者が。俺が少しお灸を据えてやろう。こいつのことは気にしないでくれ。
Leave the idiot to be.
俺が責任を持ってしつけておくからな。
I love it. I love it. I notice there's like a little blurb over here. What are you up to?
何かご用で
Did
す
you
か？
find a romance?
ご本、聖典はすべての民に安息をもたらすもの。よろしければ皆様にも。ご本、聖典よろしければ。
I feel like I accidentally skipped her dialogue. I'm sorry. Tita, oh, she's so lonely.
フィリップさんって公爵さんの執事さんですよね。どうして影の王さんはそんな関係のない人まで巻き込んじゃうのかな。
To be fair, Tita, we have nothing to do with this either.
悪くないセンスだと思うわ。でん、影の王さんのこと気に入っちゃった。
What, the Lord of Phantasm? Yeah, I'm sure you like him.
早く勝負してみたいな。
単独行動は慎んでほしいんやけど。
そうだよレンちゃん。外は危ないんだから勝手に一人で進んじゃダメだよ。
If anyone could take him on by herself, it'd be Renne, though.
本当に危ないんだからレンちゃん。
I should probably switch out my teammates, current teammates now, for the chances to chat with them. So what I'll do is I will.
Take it. Roger.
やあユリアさん、帰国の際には随分と世話になってしまったね。どうだろう、後で一杯おごらせてもらえないだろうか。
はあ。
はい、真に受けない方がいい。ユリアさん、後で一杯おごらせてくれたまえよ。
フィリップ殿が現役を退かれたのはもう20年以上前のはずだが久々に闘心が震えたよ。
It's cool that he's even he has a special line for having fought him. That's crazy.
フィリップ殿はもう随分前にデュナン公爵閣下の養育係に専念するために退役なされたが。
Wow, 20 years ago. You know, he like that would probably mean he was in his like 50s or 60s when he retired from that.
未だ達人の域におられるようだな。
That's kind of terrifying. Unless he looks really old, like compared to how old he actually is.
フィリップさんってコースト悪くないセンスだとでん、早く
So it's the same conversation.
外は
Okay, so nothing changed with them except that they were split up, but that's okay. Oh, look at this! They're fighting!
のお前たちも鍛えといた方がいいぜ。この先何があるかわかんねえんだしな。よし、もう一本行くぜジン。
この空間がどういうものなのかはよくわからんが、空気が澄んでいて気を高めるのにもってこいというのは確かだろう。アガット、そろそろ本気を出せ。その程度じゃ俺は倒せんぞ。
Alright, those two knuckleheads are going at it. Oh, keeping an eye on your boy. Watching with jealousy.
再現された人格で執事のおじさんなのに敵で。
Oh, Because that implies, what if we have to fight her brothers?
もう全然わかんないや。もう全然僕たち本当に帰れるのかな。まさかレイブンの連中やフィリップさんまで利用されちゃうなんて。
It would have been interesting to have Estelle with us.
それに王立学園まで。
You know, that's actually a decent argument. I bet you Estelle would have interesting stuff to say no matter where we go or who we're fighting.
さすがにちょっと答えるわね。多分私たちが思い入れを抱いている場所を使ってるんだと思うんだけど。
Yeah, there's gotta be a reason for that.
さすがにちょっと答えるわね。
守護者の領域。エルベ周遊道の石碑から侵入できるみたいですね。あの石碑はもともとオートに4属性の守護をもたらすものだったはずだけど、
Of course it's perverted now.
王によって変化させられてしまったのか。あの石碑は確かオートに4属性の守護をもたらすものだったはずだけど、王によって変化させられてしまったのか。
Oh, why isn't Oliver here if you're drinking?
あまり張り切りすぎちゃダメよ。第6清掃の大体の仕掛けは把握できたんだから、ここからは確実に詰めることを考えましょう。
それはええんですけど、お酒をたしなみながらやなんて姉さんらしいですな。
試練については大体見通しが立ったわね。あとは確実に詰めることを
皆さん。
ああ、殿下、まだここにいらっしゃったんや。どうです？何か分かったことありました？
そうですね。ここの本は一律に並んでいるわけではないみたいなので、でもどうやらこの本棚も独特のルールを持っていて、いろいろとコツが必要みたいです。例えば読みたいと思う本を近くの棚に呼び寄せたり。
You can draw the books that you want to read closer to you rather than being forced to find them manually.
そのようなことが。しかしセレスト様によれば、ここは想念が影響を与える世界。
But how do you do that? Like, how do you concentrate in the right way?
確かにそのような閲覧方法ならば、この高すぎる書架も説明がつきます。
Oh yeah, the books are like on shelves that are inaccessible until you want the books.
ということは、強く念じて本を呼び寄せるのでしょうか？
いえ、それが単純に念じるだけではダメみたいなんです。そうですね。私にもよくわからないんですけど、何かこう本棚に呼びかけるようにするとうまくいくみたいです。
But like, how are you doing it? Like, you're not actually talking to them, right?
そのような術を。そういえば殿下は何をお教えしても飲み込みが早かった。
Yeah, she is.
私もまだ時々成功するくらいですけど、ここの本を閲覧するにはいろいろとコツが必要みたいですけど、どこかに有用な資料があるかもしれません。できるだけ情報を集めてみますね。
Well, thank you. Chloe, you're the best. Okay, I think that's everybody now. So, let's go and assemble our team. See what we're gonna do here. There's a decent case to bring Estelle, just because she'll always have something interesting to say, I bet. But let's see. Now, someone said that I should bring Zen. For one thing, I haven't been able to use him much, and his level's kind of low. So maybe it's a good idea. I don't really care. Like, if I weren't bringing Zen, I'd probably be bringing, like, Estelle. Especially because Estelle with Anelace is the fun combo. But you know, it might be good to level up Zen. I'll bring him with me. We'll give him a shot. But now, oh, I thought he was T-posing. No, that's just how he holds himself. He's just like, oh. Okay, I'll get this. I get everyone all orbed up, and we'll figure this out. Okay, so after all that is done, God, it takes way too long. We've got our team here: Kevin, Renne, Anelace, and Zen. So we got them set up here. Basic stuff. We got the Gladiator Headband Destiny card on him. Renne, 2 Crimson Eyes, just again to make her just crazy. I gave Anelace the Carnelia bracelet again, so she doesn't like defense down herself. And then moon glasses I thought was a decent like secondary upgrade for her. Gave the Fool's Emblem to Zin and the Mirage Ring Plus to him. He's also got some moon claws. Yeah, so we're doing pretty good, all things considered. Like, let's highlight. Zin has 2,000 defense and 1,700 attack. Anelace has 1,900 attack. Renne arts is 2,000. And then here. As for ornaments go, I basically kept Kevin the same. I want him being able to heal. That's kind of his main focus here. Renne is literally exactly the same because I feel like this is basically perfect. Anelace, I've got her kitted out for a physical attacker build. She could cast some stuff, but like the idea here is that she's just going to be like strong at attacking people. Zin, I built him kind of the same way, but in defensive mode, which is again why his defense is so high. And look at his health, 20,000 health on this dude. He's freaking amazing. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun time. And that's the thing too, he's also under leveled, so he's only gonna get crazier as we go. But yep, that is what we're going with so far. I don't know how far we're gonna get because this has been a while. And again, I'm running into that issue of like, I only have so much time, but I think we can get a good amount done before we have to take off. Let's see, monochrome school or the route. Let's just do the circular route. We just need to go the direction to the gate. We can't possibly go in a giant circle on accident. All right, here we go.
影の王が告げる。これより先は鏡の隠れ家。剣の乙女を伴い、文字盤に手を触れるがいい。
The Looking Glass. Alice in the Looking Glass, huh? Let's go. It was Anelace after all. Oh, we're up in the mountains, huh?
おっと、もしかしてここは。
Oh, we're in this fortress. This is like where they broke in. Yeah, this is where she got like possessed temporarily.
湖畔の研究所。見食らう蛇が一時的に拠点にしてた施設みたいやな。
間違いないと思います。でも変ですね。どこかがおかしいような。
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be nothing like what we saw before. It'll be its own personal hell just for you. Oh, Renne, of course. And Renne's a good one to bring here.
とりあえず施設の周りを調べてみるとしようか。
Someone get a comment on the fact that Renne should know this place like the back of her hand? Love that. Well, well. Like she's so like, I don't know how to describe Renne anymore. I want to say creepy, but I don't know if that's the creepy. She's just always in control. She's like, she talks and acts like she's not a child. She is though, and she has her moments where she's like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, she's definitely a child.
あれ？この研究所の裏口って左手についていたような。
Oh, I didn't remember that at all.
あ、これはひょっとすると。
なるほど。
Uh-huh. Is it gonna be reversed? Oh, there's a chest in here at least.
人形兵器の部品工場。でもやっぱりこれって。
あの時と同じく、早速のお出迎えみたいやな。
Is that the wheels I hear of machines? Hello, boys.
話は後や。まずは片付けてしまうで。
If I remember correctly, these things are obnoxious. Alright, let's see what we got here. Minor Vogel. Patrolling anarchism made by Ouroboros reflects arts used against it. Fetch! Well, Renne, we're in a bit of a pickle. Huh. I guess, move forward. Maybe bringing Renne was a bad idea.
Hey, over here! What? Yella?
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, these things suck, officially. I hate them. I hate them with everything I can, everything I have. These things need to burn. They run away from us. And Renne can limp her way to him. Oh man. If this continues, I might actually switch Renne out because this is insane. I guess I could have her buffing. You know, if she can't actually attack him, she could at least buff the team. I could do that. Okay, actually, this is a good experiment. Will this reflect? It's not doing damage. Oh, that's creepy, though. I don't like how I didn't see it yet. Aww. Well, now we know. Debuffs too. Alright, Anelace, run! Oh, I'm already pissed off. Zinlard's Supreme Composure. You recharge too.
結社の小型人形兵器
No.
見たことないタイプの子ね。
はあ、びっくりした。でも今の人形兵器はともかくこれではっきりしましたね。
ああ、どうやら建物の構造が左右反転しているみたいやな。
Great. I have no remembrance of this.
それこそ鏡に映したみたいに。
みんな鈍いのね。
Oh, well, that was like through the looking glass.
レンなんて最初から一目見て分かっちゃったわ。
Well, to be fair, Red, you used to live here. You know this place better.
君なあ、気づいてたんなら言ってや。
もうお兄さんたらすぐに答えを教えたらつまらないじゃない。
I mean, she's not wrong.
ま、いずれにせよ、それ以外にもいろいろありそうや。注意して探索を始めると。
はい。
Alright, this place sucks. It sucked before, now it sucks even more. Muime Jutsu. You take my stuff, I take your stuff. With it tacked. That'd be amazing. But that's clearly gonna be for you. Oh, interesting. So it lowers... Okay, this is Gina. This is that store, the sword that she got in her... that used to belong to Cassius. Oh, this is like... No, it's not worth it. It's 50 strength more, but we lose all the other bonuses, so it's just bonuses we get. This sword's way better. Not even gonna equip that. I'm not even gonna dignify that. This place sucks. We fight stuff that reflects, Oh, whoa. Interesting. I'm really happy I happened to notice that. Ooh, are there other, like, little secrets on some of these pulleys? Because that was a 1,000 Sepheth of everything. Or is this another situation where I need a crap load of Sepheth for a stupid door or something? And we've got those doors. We got this door back here. Oh, we need the key card. Poison 2. Be thankful the chest doesn't have teeth. I mean, it could. It's definitely not an uncommon thing in dungeons. This is normally where we would come in. Ooh. Napalm meat. Merchant accidentally dropped me here. Please don't leave me alone. Found gold crests. It said that ignorance is bliss. Tell me, is that true? Is that why he told me to bring Zen those? Because his gloves are in here? Cased in jelly. When I said give me some space, it wasn't exactly what I had in mind. It's like it knew we were there, even though it doesn't know we were there. I might still fight it. It might be a fun fight, but like, let me first give Zen his gloves. Yeah, those are definitely better. I'm gonna save. And then I think we might fight this thing. We definitely don't have to though, so I want to undo it if we don't need to. Let's see what we got here. Mirror Vanguard. Oh, all of them have arts reflect, don't they? If that's what this mirror dimension is going to be about, I need to take Renne away. Fetch! Oh, no. Oh, it's almost dead. Maybe I don't need to get rid of her because I can just have her be buffing the entire time. Like, that's not bad. But it's just shocking. Because she's so good. Oh, no. Okay. Draw charisma of Ouroboros. Its armor is tough and it calls for help when injured. Okay, so maybe these things aren't reflecting magic. So that's good. They don't like have a weakness, but that doesn't mean much to me. Oh. Yeah, they have really strong armor. Well, maybe they need magic for these things. Okay. Well. Alright. Now I want to keep her on the team, because they either reflect magic and she's useless as a combat effect, like person, or she's literally the only thing that can hurt them. This place sucks. Ingenuity. Ooh. Tempting. But the chest is too heavy to take with you. Alright, let's take a look at that ingenuity real quick. Oh, we have ingenuity too. We have better ingenuity. Yeah. Now we're fine. Oh. Well, there's something about to go down here. Or this place is so confusing it wants to give us multiple, like, return points. You know what, let's just do a safety save, because, you know, I am not paranoid enough. Oh, but you know what it probably is? In order to get each key, we have to fight a boss, just like last time, and they were people. But instead of, like, and they were our allies. So that, wait, if we follow that logic, if we had to fight our allies in here before who'd been brainwashed, maybe here we have to fight enemies, like the members of Ouroboros itself. Oh no.
さすがに構造が逆ってのはちょいと戸惑ったか?
So he knows.
グラッツ先輩。
It is gonna be them.
おっと、あの時の神父も一緒か。この状況でお前さんたちとやり合うことになるとはな。
It's like he knows though. Like, is it actually the guy? It can't be, right?
やはりお前さんも本物じゃなさそうだな。
ああ。だが、似たようなもんだ。
This sucks. Oh no. He has friends. Oh, he has enemy friends.
もしかしてグラッツ先輩が変装していた偽良兵？
さすがに前と同じじゃ芸がないからな。せいぜい楽しませてもらうぜ。
Right. Well, you all immune to stuff? Grant disguises a Jaeger, blinds foes, and uses the chance to charge. Beware feint. This Jaeger, Grant disguises a Jaeger, blinds foes. Okay. And then Grant, skilled swordsman and a bracer, is part of Kurt's team, uses deadly crafts. So he's going to be casting. Well, buddy, so am I. Woo! I don't think taunt will work. It tends not to on bosses. So I'm instead going to... Why don't we just do another one real quick? I can do this all day! Nightmare. Sheesh. That's kind of terrifying what he just pulled there. But it's okay. I have my own version. Ah, he's out of range. Dang it. Alright, well, we got him. Bye-bye. Not bad, not bad. There we go. Good job, Renne. Terra All Bomb, Celestial Bomb. Got some good heals going.
囲んだ時は取ったと思ったんだが。
Well, I mean, you had us surrounded, but you were outnumbered, even with your goons.
しかしアネラス、ずいぶん腕を上げやがったな。
まあ普段から先輩たちに鍛えられてますし。
true.
もう行っちゃうんですか?
Well, yeah, he's not here.
ああ、そうみたいだな。この上で待っているやつは、まあ、ある程度予想できるだろう。
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Kurt or what's her name? Carna.
俺に勝ったんだから、せいぜい負けるんじゃねえぞ。
But last time we had to fight Anelace as well, so like, who's the fourth person? Maybe it's her.
厳しかったけど、
That'd be fun.
なんとか切り抜けられたか。しかしどうやら次の相手も大変そうやね。
Yeah.
気合を入れていきましょう。
Yeah, we are. Okay, now first, computer. Investigate one of the 6 gates that... What? Investigate one of the 6 gates first. Mechanism, the flow of the Iron River. Then shall you obtain something. Okay, so the Iron River. Observe the mechanism along the flowing river. It's like that sounds like the conveyor belt. Is that the snuffing I found? Red card key.
カードキーを手に入れたのはいいんですけど、今の文字、ひょっとして。
ああ、端末のメッセージが反転して表示されてるらしいな。
妙に凝ってやがるな。
そういう遊び心。
Okay, so I think because the Iron River sounds like the conveyor belt that we saw. So I think that was just a hint of like where the treasure was, which is well the snuffing. So I think I accidentally found that. So, okay. I guess we don't need to heal, really. Red card key. There's a bunch of other card keys we get to use on... Oh, no. Yeah, see, though, I want to stay down there. Let me back. There was at least one other door with a red card key enter point. Yep, so here's one. Oh. Whoa. You're not a boss, are you? Okay. Oh, I thought I'd have to fight this thing. Probably is foreshadowing, though. I'll have to fight eventually. And there is a star door up there, but it's floating? Huh. Sleep 2. You briefly imagine what it would be like to be stuck in a box for decades, only to be stolen by adventurous treasure hunters. So this is a green card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think that's all it was. It was just telling me to look at all, like one of the consoles, the Iron River. One of the 6 consoles with where the Iron River is. So yeah, like we're good here. All right. So now we're ready to go up because I guess there was only the one door. There's a green door and a blue door, so we'll be coming back. But for the minute, we're ready to go up to the next floor. Zerum capsule. Thank you, but your treasure's in another chest. Sleeper pods. Where they were growing soldiers, or like improving soldiers at least. Oh, I don't like this. At least it's not pitch black like it was last time, I think, if I recall correctly. A Mirage Gem. Nice. Warning, chests may be filled past this line in order to operate properly. So put stuff back, you maniac. Oh, there's the boss room, so we'll wait. Well, I can activate the pillar, and I can just teleport here if I get really, like, lost in the sauce. Oh, and that's a blue door. I can't go in there. Okay. Well, in that case, and go for the next fight.
やれやれ。ようやくのお出ましかい。
Hi, Carna.
カルナ先輩。
面倒なことに巻き込まれてるみたいだね。
I love her hair, her just everything. She's pretty. But yeah, we are caught up in something messy.
本当ならここで手助けをさせてもらうところだが、あいにくそれはできないようになっているみたいだ。
Oh great, she gets friends too. More ninjas.
やっぱりあの時の。
どうやらグラッツは突破できたみたいだけど、このカルナさんの包囲陣はそこまで甘くはないよ。死ぬ気でかかってくるんだね。
Alright, let's do this thing. Let's see what we got here, huh? Disguised as a Jaeger, snipes from afar, reacting quickly to arts. So she'll try and shut down arts, so that's gonna be a pain. Bracer with good arts and orbital gun, who's part of Kurt's team, uses special bullets. Okay. Well, we know the drill here. Now, I could try and do an arts, but they're gonna try and shut it down. Okay, any arts I can do that's like actually fast. I mean, I still try, because worst case scenario, they just disrupt me, and like that takes away their action. Yeah. Oh, but now we're fast. Take this, you guys! Can't stop me now! Gosh, Ren's the best. Ren's the best. Get him, Ren! Being able to just free cast, because she keeps healing so much EP every turn, and making it so that not only am I casting these crazy expensive spells consistently, but they're also like, she's almost recovering before it's like done. Alright. Only one target left. And I doubt I'm going to be able to oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Let's just get him, Ren. I feel like I might have broken something, because I feel like consistently being able to cast immediately is pretty upsettingly broken, and I love it. How am I doing that? Oh my gosh, his movement. Just a quick heal. And then, oh no, Ren's gonna go, and then right after him, Carna. And she could totally shut us down if we try to cast a spell. Wouldn't that be a shame if we just... Oh, we can't actually. So there, it doesn't seem super consistent. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But how about we eat up that that turn slot by having her stop us from casting? And now, we go for the kill. Nice. Oh yeah. EP charge 3.
ああ、参ったね。あの包囲陣にはかなり自信があったんだが。
いや、もう十分すぎますってば。
さすがライフル使い。ずいぶんえぐい戦術を使ってきますな。
あんたたちなら次も切り抜けられるかもね。もう予想はつくだろうけど、中距離戦では王国屈指の強者だ。
Oh boy.
せいぜい気合を入れるんだね。
This is gonna suck.
グラッツ先輩、カルナ先輩と来たら。
直接当たるのは武術大会以来になるか。
確かに複数で来られたら準備を整えてから挑んだ方が良さそうや。
Yes. Alright. But I think we might end here for tonight. I don't know. Like, it feels like it'll be a short episode if I stop here, but I feel like... How's it going? Okay, so from your perspective, if I've done this right, nothing's changed. But technically, it's been a few times, so I guess I've changed my clothes, and my hair probably looks whack because I just, you know, basically came out of bed. So I have squeezed out what I hope is enough time for me to try and finish this, because when I was looking at the footage at the end, I was like, there's no way that I have like this is gonna be a crappy short episode because like otherwise I'd be either making it super short or I'm leaving in a bunch of combat that's not that interesting. So yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and move with that. I'm gonna try and get to the end of this one as much as I can because I know we only have maybe 1 or 2 fights left. I might, we'll have to see. We'll see where I end up stopping, but we're gonna just go for now. So let's just like and not dally too much longer. Let's just get going. I'm going to just quickly heal Renne. Yeah, let's give her. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, let's go. Inspect the open glass coffin. Then you shall obtain something. So, glass coffin though. Green card key. We saw the glass coffins before, but yeah, there's one that's open, so we should inspect that. Okay. So, we got marching orders here. We have at least to fight Ken, what's his name? Now the funny thing is we can't even go through here yet. That's a blue key door, which we need. See if we can find the room with the coffins in it, because I know we saw them. Coffins? Oh, I'll look for an open coffin. Oh, we found the door.
Nanji, 巨大な人形と戯れる少女。我が元に引き連れよ。ただし、行く先には試練があり。
Alright, so this is
それ
the
で
red
も
one.
あえて進むなら、いざ扉をくぐり抜けるがいい。
Okay, so maybe this is what we're gonna end up doing for the game. So I want to save real quick, but yeah, like this is a Renne door. I don't know how if it has a decent story in it and a challenge. This might be where we end the episode, just because that would add like enough stuff to it. But if it's quick, we'll keep going. We already heard this. Yes, let's do this. I think we're ready. And if it's a fight with just her, she's pretty kitted out. She can't move very much, which could be a problem actually now I think about it. Maybe I should reconsider. I'm sure we're fine. Hey, Renne. It does look like it's just a fight.
我が試練に打ち勝て、さすれば汝に記憶のかけらと祝福を与えん。
Alright, so first I have to actually win this fight, and then if I can, I will get a memory. So this will probably be a decent length. Right, what are we looking at here? So, Guardian of Star Door heals those who attack it, but when it takes starts to get low, it'll turn. And then these things, status altering rays, but they don't resist. At least it doesn't seem like these resist magic, so we should be good here. Ow. Oh, great. And we're dead. Okay, so yeah, we need to be prepped for some statuses. We are not doing that. We're trying that again. Oh no. God, petrification is so broken. I don't remember it being that strong in former games. Okay, that's insane. Like her movement is 2, and that's with boots that give her +3 movement. She has such negatives to her movements. It's kind of insane. The Crimson Eyes are probably a big part of it, and then whatever else I have equipped to her. But we might need to switch some of these out to get some status protection on. Okay, so she'll lose some strength here, but in return, we won't be just completely stopped. So I'll save again.
Nanji.
Alright.
Let me...
Trial 2, or attempt number 2. Slightly less power. Slightly more capability of not instantly dying to freaking petrify. That'd be able to recast speed is insane. Now, I'm scared it's going to like one-shot me now because I heard it a lot. So I did that to try, kill it before it could kill me. Because it specifically warned that once its health gets low, be wary of it. So I say, now that I don't get petrified, piece of cake. Alright, pretty good. Just cost all our CP.
よくぞ試練に打ち勝った。ここに記憶のかけらと祝福を与えん。
Alright, I want to see this. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm genuinely so excited. I want to know more about her past or just anything that's been going on with Renne.
読み込み中。
Is that Pater Mater? Ooh. This is going to be Pater Mater's history. Okay.
13工房ゴルディアス級戦略人形兵器開発計画
13 factories. That's another thing. I want to learn more about the 13 factories. That sounds cool.
コードパテルマテル
Pater Mater. Plan over.
開発目標ゴルディアスシリーズの設計思想を受け継ぎより高度な制御システムを搭載した新鋭機の完成
Inherits the DNA of the rest of the Gordias systems series. So those are just like the big robot anachronisms we've seen before. I've seen them flying before. Gilbert's had one of them at some point or another. So they're saying they just wanted to make a super like refined and high-end version that had a better more advanced control system. I don't think it's literal DNA, as in like a biological creature, but like it's meant to incorporate the core. What made the core of the Gordia series effective, but enhancing it. It's basically, if we use it in Mublove terms, it's the difference between like a standard TSF, like a military grade TSF of a third generation, and a Takuma Kazuchi, which is of the same generation, but it's like a super refined version of that mech.
従来型にて主眼に据えた戦略的運用に加え本計画では緻密かつ柔軟な戦術的運用をも可能にすることを目標と定める。
Okay. Effective radius. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting too because Renne implied this thing could really mess things up. She always talked about it being useful against like people, but we also never I don't think we ever actually saw it deployed in its actual like aggressive mode. She made it sound like she almost made it do that. But she was never like allowed to, and I'm worried it's because it's like technically like an anti-city weapon.
大陸全域を作戦範囲とする。
Accessible across the whole continent.
無補給にて数年間の継戦が可能な主副2系統の高出力動力機関を装備すること。
It has its like basically it's a nuclear reactor. It just has like a basic unending power source. Autonomous combat ability.
集積化動力演算機。マーズの実装により高度な目標標定自立戦闘能力を可能とし
What's a Mars integrated arithmetic logic unit? So Mars, like, it sounds like it's probably a name, as in like a person, not a planet like we have in our solar system. Is that the planet or the god, the name of the ancient Roman god of war? But integrated orbital arithmetic logic. You got to think about that. We have the Capel, which is basically a orbital computer, right? And it's advanced it again, like how all this archives and stuff. But think about it. That computer, the Capel system, has to have like memory banks, like old school like computers used to. Like the Capel took up a room. They're essentially claiming that they've developed technologically so advanced that not only do they have a probably more effective computer system built into the Pater Mater, but it is also much smaller. Like the orbital circuits are much more refined. And we're talking like the difference between a computer in the 80s versus a computer in like the 2000s. It's like a 20-year difference of computer advancement that the 13 Factories has access to. That's crazy.
さらにその制御に操縦者の神経系を活用することで反射的かつ本能的な動作の実現を目指す。
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it also had the ability to use a human as a circuit board. Holy crap.
なお、操縦者との意思の疎通は非接触式とし、候補者の中から適合する素材を選定、採用する。
Oh, my apologies. A human that's not only a circuit board, but a remote circuit board that actually doesn't have to attach to it. So Renne's compatible. She can call upon it, operate it, command it anywhere on a continent, and it would respond to her. That's really scary. Oh, okay, so close those files. Now we're going to dimensions. Okay. Oh, look at that. It looks like it has one of the old, a design similar to what we saw for those black orbments, the keys. All right, height and weight.
全高 15.5 アージュ
15.5 Agar. I know someone had a conversion at some point. Like they published what they conversion to like our standard setting.
本体重量55トリム完全武装時は68トリム
Okay. I'm gonna guess that a torim is very similar to a ton, like one of our like a metric ton, because 55 tons. I mean that would probably track because you think about a vehicle like a standard like normal car is like usually 2 tons, and this thing decked out in like heavy plate armor with like jets and weapons being 68 tons and how big it is, that would make sense. Armaments.
動力エネルギー砲を主体とした各種動力兵器に加え備えとして複数の火薬式兵器を装備する
Ah, that's kind of clever. Or like clever as in like they're planning for full optimization, meaning it's never ever defenseless. But the gunpowder weapons have a much more limited capacity.
また操縦者の機器に備え戦術動力機を利用した治癒蘇生エネルギーの生成機構リバイバルシステムを搭載する
Okay. Emergency regenerative orbital technology. Armor material.
装甲板の材質は合金クルダレゴンを採用する
So Kurdalagan alloy, what is that?
この合金はあらゆる面において現時点で最高の性能を誇る
Okay, so whatever the alloy is, it's like the best combination probably of weight, protective capability, and durability. Like you need all three. You'd want it to not be so immensely heavy that the thing can't move, but it needs to be strong enough to withstand not only its own frame, but any incoming damage. Like it's kind of the struggle between tanks and fast response vehicles. Like you're always having to weigh between speed and durability, and so usually if you can find that magic combo where you don't have to sacrifice weight and like speed, like you don't sacrifice speed because of weight, but you can also maintain the protective ability.
各強度の詳細データはゴスペル計画を参照のこと
Oh, gospel plan. Interesting. Gospel, is that okay? So gospels. Is that the way they refer to? Is that how they refer to the black orb like devices that we saw? I think that was what it was. But my initial thought was a gospel was a reference to the tetracycle or the super orbals. But like no, this is probably just a gospel like the black orb thing. Current progress. New engines?
ノバルティス博士の設計に基づき開発は順調に進行中
Novartis. Professor Novartis. That's the first time I've been wondering. He seems to be now they're name dropping him. This is likely the 13 Factories version of Professor Russell. Now, I don't recognize Novartis's name from the original like Epstein group, which again, what a name for a group, right? But like that was Novartis I don't think was one of those original 3. So, but I'm guessing that at the very least he's like they're a student of one of the members.
すでに各部アクチュエーターへの動力供給テストにも成功。
Alright, actuators, like that's what makes like things be very mobile and dexterous.
しかし、博士は飛翔機関の応答性の悪さに難色を示す。特に反重力発生機関の低応答性。
Okay. My interpretation of that would be it is capable of flight, but once it gets moving like through the air, it is a lot less agile and responsive than they would want. So, because the thing is, you build a mech in a human shape because you want to have like dexterity and a responsiveness that you wouldn't have in a vehicle that's on wheels or with wings. So you're sacrificing like ease of mobility and traversal for that kind of adaptability that we get from having like a humanoid shape. Also, because they look cool. Mechs look cool. We all know that. But he's saying, hey, this thing can technically fly, but once it's flying, it's really not going to be on par with like a standard airship, especially a combat one. So that's probably their concern, is that if you had air superiority, even if you couldn't like take this thing down with just one ship, you could harass it and it wouldn't really be able to respond because of like the nature of its flight systems and the anti-gravity generator. Now, anti-gravity, is that just the same thing that makes the airships fly, or is this a different system, I wonder?
現状では戦術的運用は不可能と判断。飛翔機関による不要展開方法の他に、ブースターによる推進力の追加を検討中。
Okay, so maybe it wasn't like meant to have like the big rocket backpack it has now. Another thing that's interesting too, like it also kind of implies like you have this massive heavy mech device, and one of the problems I was just talking about is how if things are too heavy, it's hard to mobilize them. That you lose a lot of effectiveness if they aren't capable of adapting and moving and crossing difficult terrain, and weight is the biggest limiter there. But if it has an anti-gravity field similar to an airship, what if it never shut it off? What if you had a machine that was heavy enough it still had to like walk around on the surface, but it could like cancel out a majority of its own weight? Then you could have this massive armored mechanism moving at pretty good speeds. The downside to that system is momentum, because you can't just eliminate physics. You can do anti-gravity, and that takes away a lot of the like oppressive, just consistent pull, acceleration of the planet's pull toward the ground. But your momentum isn't going to be arrested by that. If anything, your momentum won't see suffering the effects of friction as much, meaning that things are going to move in ways that you wouldn't anticipate because of the way we have grown to understand our universe. We have a lot of natural instincts that tell us about how things move in physical space. This thing wouldn't if it had constant anti-gravity to counteract its own weight. Because then what would happen is like if it got moving at any speed, you would have to expend a lot more energy to slow it down and arrest its motion. Because you can't even just like have it plant its feet and try and like arrest its own motion there, because its momentum would be significantly greater than its own weight coefficient. And that weight coefficient, it would basically be determining the amount of friction you'd have access to. So it would be very likely to trip itself. Because it's the difference between like planting your heels and like trying to like slow down by like kind of, you know, resisting against the ground and just tripping. Because that's more likely what would happen, because your center of mass would be higher and it wouldn't be as like, it wouldn't be being pulled down as much. You'd be far more likely to continue moving forward. So when you're putting your feet down, instead of like transferring all of your weight and momentum in a downward direction, since it's being counteracted, it'd be just kind of buoyed back up. So you would kind of you'd tend to skip off of any surfaces you're on rather than actually arresting your movement. Actuators. I'm sure you care about this. I love physics stuff. I think it's cool. So hopefully I make sense with what I'm explaining here and my anticipations of the problems.
アクチュエーターの開発は難航。既存の人形兵器からの転用が不可能なため、主兵装の大型化により戦闘重量が増大し、特に脚部関節の対応テストで問題が発生中。精密制御による負荷集中を避ける方向で 改善は可能になる見通し。
Okay. So instead so the weight burden is spread evenly. Yeah, so that's again, this is that idea of like spreading out at center of mass and trying to make it so that things will go. But it's interesting that they're saying actuators would be able to help with this, because the trouble is that, like, yeah, more actuators give you more fine movement and more like kind of compressive and regressive abilities, especially if you're basically using actuators not so much of just like giving yourself range of motion, because the actuators basically are mechanical versions of what we have with our tendons and muscles that help move our skeletal structure. They're basically doing the same thing, but with kind of like very complicated gear sets. But if you're adding more actuators, you also could be having actuators that are like hydraulics, where we normally have just a bone structure, like here, like I have my arm here, right? Like that bone is important, but like it's bone, it's not gonna move. You could build an actuator that basically was like a hydraulic pump here. If you can make it strong enough, you could allow for it to kind of have a almost shock absorber type of build, where it could compress as well as flex. And if you had something like that in an actuator where it could like determine how rigid its skeletal structure is in response to its movements in the physical world, then you might be able to arrest its burden of momentum. Because like I said, when you put your heels down, you can't start skipping. If instead of skipping, you have like the bone structure, the skeletal structure of this mechanism compressing, kind of absorbing some of that energy as you start hitting the ground, then you're transferring a lot of that energy into kinetic energy rather than like trying to pass it all straight into the solid ground. And that would actually help with the problems I was describing of having too much momentum and mass disproportionate to the amount of force that you exert on the ground with your weight. And then again, you also have the thing where you could technically devise, if you had a sophisticated enough system, it could adjust its own weight counter gravity coefficient to increase the effect of gravity on the mechanism in order to help arrest this movement. But that becomes a lot more complicated, and it requires so much like complicated automated computing systems that even modern computers in a ideal setting would probably be capable. But imagining you're taking fire, you're in you're like there could be partial damage to the subsystems, and expecting that these types of calculations would continue to run at full capacity under duress is very unlikely, because that's a very delicate and complex system. Let alone that's with our technology, which I would gather is probably a lot less durable than Ouroboros technology. But currently Ouroboros technology is displayed is not nearly as advanced and meticulous as what we currently have. Main armaments.
主兵装動力エネルギー砲はすでに実戦テストを完了。
I just had a horrifying thought. So we know Ken's the next person we're fighting, right? But then I was guessing that there's going to be a fourth enemy, because we have to get the blue key still. What if the fourth enemy is the Pater Mater? What if that's what this is all leading us up to? Is we're getting this really nice detail of like, this thing's really strong, and then we get to the roof and it's just like, hi, try and kill this now. That would suck. Alright, the orbital energy cannons that will serve as its primary armaments have been successfully tested.
しかしノバルティス博士の指示で連装化が検討されており、実装は先送り。
Oh, twin mounts. Interesting. Twin mounts implies that like it would have the dual cannons, but they'd be mounted like at the same time, so they couldn't be operated independently or articulatedly. So like instead of maybe putting them on the arms so you could have them each fire at different opponents, it'd be like, oh, they're big cannons maybe mounted onto the shoulders and they fire in unison, which I think is what we see in the final design, at least the one that we've seen. I swear it had big cannons on its shoulders.
それに伴う必要出力の増加は新型動力機関の出力内に収まる見込み。
Okay, maybe they only intended to have one, but in a system like this, balancing weight distribution is really important. Having it be symmetrical is pretty important. So having a dual cannon system is not only going to give it a lot of power, like a lot more firepower, because hey, its engines can handle it, but it also makes it easier to balance, which makes it easier to, design as a system. Control systems.
制御システムは現在実験中。実験結果の詳細は別項を参照のこと。
So I could see one problem happening too. Like, remember how they said that they needed a candidate that could synchronize basically with the pattern mater and utilize it? We now know Renne can successfully like bond with it and probably has it at her beck and call. But if she's gone rogue from Ouroboros, especially if she gets a lot more buddy with like bracers like ex Ouroboros Joshua and Estelle, who is basically flat out told them that she has no interest in them at all. I could see them finding or using a new source and taking the pattern mater away from Renne. I would imagine that Renne will not have access to this thing in future games. Or if she does, it'll be at a very limited capacity. It's too powerful of a mechanism to just allow in her hands if they don't have confidence that she's in their pocket. Experiment results. Oh, look at that! It's so sick looking. This picture is really cool.
神経系統を用いた制御テストは現在も継続して実施中。しかし現在に至るも初期の精度は達成されておらず。
So it can work for most people, but it's really like it's being limited by the human factor more than its actual like physical like armaments capabilities and design.
ノバルティス博士のチームによるこれまでの主なテスト結果は上記より閲覧化。
I also would wonder if like there's like a strain on the body of the person it's bonded to, and if you're not a good match for it, it might actually like do psychological or nerve damage to you. Test results.
被験者コード A1。
Alright, A1.
接続第2層にて反応に異常。
Yep, just like I thought.
意識不明。
Oh no, they basically put him in a coma.
被験者コード B3。
So what happened to the rest of the A subjects or B subjects?
接続第3層にて反応に異常。心停止。
So they got the phase 3 there, and then that person had a heart attack.
被験者コード C1。
C1.
接続第1層にて反応に異常。心神喪失。
They turned it on, and he just broke. His mind exploded.
被験者コード D7。
God, how many people did they burn to this thing?
接続第2層にて反応に異常。意識不明。
So it's interesting that during the same phases, those two people both went comatose.
被験者コード E3。接続第2層にて反応に異常。心停止。
Just as I started wondering if there's a pattern there. No, now in this phase 2, they had the heart attack too.
被験者コード F2。
F2. Holy crap. How, like, literally, if you just assume that they're going through at least one person per letter category, we're at F now. But there's also sub numbers of 1 through 3 so far. So you could probably times it by 3, and we just might not be hearing, like, maybe the results were less like permanent. These are like the worst results.
接続第2層にて反応に異常。意識不明。被験者コード G4。
Right now G4, so now the group size could be 4 or above.
接続第3層にて反応に異常。意識不明。
It really seems like that's like the number one, is that like it just puts people in comas and they don't wake up.
被験者コード H1。接続第2層にて反応に異常。
Got phase 2.
意識不明。
That phase 2 is a rough one.
被験者コード I6。
I thought it was 16 at first, but no, it's just it's I.
接続第4層にて反応に異常。
Hey.
精神崩壊。
Mental breakdown implies they have recovery potential. Like, they probably won't be involved in this stuff anymore, but they probably could go back to a semi-normal life rather than being just flat out insane.
いずれの被験者も順応に失敗。結社から被験者の提供を受け、今後も実験を継続していく予定。
They keep finding bodies to try and plug into this thing, so we're gonna keep doing it. Future development.
結社より一時凍結の通達あり。
Huh.
制御系の安定が確認されないことが理由。
Oh, okay. So after they go through probably like 20 or 30 test subjects, they're like, you know, that control system, I feel like we need to go at a different angle here.
今後、接続試験に参加する被験者は、結社にて選抜された候補に限定。
Or maybe, because Ouroboros is all about control, right? maybe they initially just threw things into this, like threw people bodies into it like a wood chipper, while the control team was developing the systems to be better and better and more stable. And they get to a point where they're like getting close to true stability, and then Ouroboros says, hang on, you got to stop just randomly testing people. Look at all this evidence of all these terrible things that have happened. But now we're going to be really selective. We'll allow some people to still be tested, but only the people we really want. Once Ouroboros probably felt that they were going to not kill the people that they're sending in, then they start sending in like their agents, people they know who are loyal. And thus Renne gets selected. Yep.
被験者コード R3
They got the freaking R still. Holy cow. R3.
第4層の接続テストを経ても生存中。ただし軽度のフラッシュバックあり。
Okay, so she had flashbacks. But I wonder if that's part of the issue, like why it worked for her, is that there's a compatibility there based on her history.
被験者コード R3
R3. R3. If you put an N on the end, that's Renne. That's a short Renne, but Renne.
パテルマテルと意思の疎通に成功。
Ooh, that's implying, if communicating, I'm guessing they just mean that the computer, like onboard systems were talking to her, but it's almost sounding like the pattern mater is like, not conscious per se, but like has like a, maybe it has its own limited, like kind of like thought patterns.
結社に開発再開を打診中。コード R3 はすでに実機の操縦に成功。結社に開発再開を打診中。
They're like, wait a minute. Why do they want to start this again? Oh no. Side story? Gordius class experiment report finished. And then I almost could imagine that like what happened, because Ouroboros is a greedy organization, that like they kind of pull like a Mewtwo. Like if you ever watched the original Pokemon movie, the whole idea is they use DNA from Mew to clone and develop a secondary Mew, but one that they felt was superior. It effectively taught it how to talk to people and stuff, which is crazy. But then it woke up and it just literally killed everybody that was working on it, that designed the cloning procedure, that designed the facility that they used to create it. It tore it all to pieces. Is that what Renne did maybe when she was given full control of the pattern mater, to make sure that they can't really go and just build a second one? Interesting. All right, I like that a lot. Okay, but we are going to go ahead and end things here, officially. So, based on the intro stuff I did, it's definitely shorter, and even with this, I don't see this being a crazy long episode, but it's a good combo where I feel like we were able to cover more content. I think it's much more like a better length of an episode, and we still have good stuff to cover next time, because we have what I'm anticipating is the last two boss fights of the structure, kind of continuing to explore with the green card, getting to Ken, and then I'm guessing fighting the pattern mater at the top. And when we get to that, we'll be able to go back, have all the conversations with everybody back in the Hermit Garden, and then move on to the next section door, which is like making me really kind of appreciate that this 6th level is freaking huge. There's so much going on here. But we at the very, like, not least, but we also know there aren't any like moon doors, which are like the big stories anymore. So like, it's not gonna be likely that we have too many distractions for the rest of the game. And we're getting close to the end, so that's always exciting. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you here, and I appreciate your patience. I know it's tougher sometimes when my schedule gets a little wonky, and I can't just be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like produce all this stuff, but I appreciate everything you do, and I'm really grateful you're here. I'm just been having a good time. Like, my life is never easy per se, but I feel like a lot of good positive changes have been happening, and I'm very happy with that. And you all have always been a consistent happy source for me, so thank you for your support. It means the world to me. I don't deserve your support. I just try to make content I find exciting, and I'm glad that some of you have been enjoying the ride with me. So let's keep enjoying it together. So thank you, and until this video, watching me up to see me in next. I'll see you there.